I'm Burniston, here to show you how to use my holiday house die to make this fun little glittered house. I'm going to use the Elizabeth Craft Designs double-sided adhesive. It comes in a variety of size rolls. I'm going to use the new 4-inch roll. It's 101 millimeters wide. And I'm adding to that a piece of relatively lightweight, smooth white cardstock. This is about 80-pound cardstock. When I die cut the pieces for the holiday house, I'm actually going to cut down through the adhesive side of the cardstock. So you can see all my dies lined up there. The only one I'm not going to use is the little strand of Christmas lights. And when I roll this through my machine, and you can use any die cutting machine that will accommodate a wafer-thin die, I would suggest rolling back through again so that you make sure that you cut right through both layers and that the pieces will actually pop out. The only pieces I need doubles of are the door and the little window rectangle, so I'll just cut a second one of each of those. So for this assembly, your adhesive is always going to be on the bottom piece. So you can see I've peeled up the liner, I've got that sticky side up on the table, and then I'm going to take my roof piece and I'm going to use the grid paper I'm working on as to help me make sure that's straight. And I'm going to press that into the exposed adhesive. So for every piece I add to this house, the back of that piece that I'm putting on is actually just plain white cardstock, and what's sticking it is the adhesive that's on the big piece below it. And I'll just get that centered and pressed in. Then I've got my two rectangles to be the little windows. And once I get those on, that's really all I need to do for this first layer of glitter. The silk microfine glitters are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to start with number 614 True Red. And the secret here is just to polish it in really well with your fingers right down into that adhesive. And of course it's going to come off of all the areas that just still have the backing sheet. This whole technique is a series of peeling up liners, adding pieces, adding glitter. So the next step will be to do that to the windows. So you peel up the liner, that exposes the whole window backer. Then you put the window frame over the top. You've got exposed adhesive down in the window pane, so I'm going to use the Cool Diamond Silk Microfine Glitter inside. The next liner to come off will be on the roof, and before I can add any glitter, I want to get my roof line on there. So there's a decorative roof line that needs to go into that adhesive. And then what's going to use the rest of it up is going to be the pewter silk microfine glitter. It's really kind of fun just to make these little houses like this. It's just a little puzzle of going piece by piece. I'm going to peel up the liner of the little house in the center, add the decorative roof line at the top. What's going to go at the bottom is going to be the little door frame. At the same time that door frame was cut, it also cut the door that goes in the middle and the little heart cutout. I'm going to leave those two together and just nest them in at the same time. And then the last piece to go in there will be the little decorative wreath. And what's going to finish out the rest of this little house background is going to go back to my True Red. So back to number 614, the True Red, to get the rest of that background of the house put on there. Next, I'll peel up the window frames and the door frames. And then what will go into that will be the pewter microfine glitter. And then for the wreath, I will use number 635 Spring Peridot. Oh, and whoops, I meant to do that little red heart at the same time I did the red background. No big deal, I'll just do it now. I like to cut a second door to be the chimney, so I just pop the little heart out and then I peel up the adhesive to stick that behind the house. Now, little tip for me, use your tweezers, because I did not, and you can see what happened. I had glitter on my thumb and I kind of contaminated the corner of my chimney. So speaking of contamination of your glitter colors, if you've polished it in really well, it usually is not a problem. I will say if you do the Cool Diamond last, as you're seeing me do here, I did it on the door and the two roof lines, that will really reduce the amount that you'll end up getting those extra colors down in there. Another great way to polish your glitter is just to go ahead and use the release sheet from when you die cut that big portion of the house and just use that to really polish the glitters and make them shine. I did a 5-inch square top fold card to finish mine out. Added a couple of the Merry and Bright clear stamps that will mail in an A7 envelope. Look for these items anywhere Elizabeth Craft Designs products are sold. I'm Burniston. Thanks for watching.